Plato, the philosopher who bridged worlds. Welcome to another peaceful journey with Moonlit by Kay. Tonight, we venture back to the world of ancient Greece once again to explore the life of Plato, one of the greatest thinkers in Western philosophy. As we embark on this soothing exploration of his life and ideas, let your mind unwind and your body relax. Close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath, and let any tension melt away. Plato's wisdom is timeless, guiding us through both the visible world and the invisible, with calm reflections on life, truth, and beauty. Chapter 1: The Life of Plato. Plato was born around 427 BCE in Athens, a city brimming with intellectual activity, art, and the seeds of democracy. He came from a wealthy and influential family, but he chose a different path, one that focused on seeking truth, understanding the world around him, and exploring the deeper meanings of life. Plato's journey as a philosopher was deeply influenced by his teacher, Socrates, whose ideas and methods shaped Plato's own philosophical outlook. Now imagine young Plato walking through the vibrant streets of Athens, absorbing the bustling life of the city. In the heart of the city, he often found himself drawn to the conversations and debates of the Athenian Agora, where Socrates would engage people in dialogue. Plato admired Socrates' unique way of thinking, and it wasn't too long before he became his student. Little did Plato know, his life would soon take a different turn, forever linking him to the timeless search for knowledge. Chapter 2: The Impact of Socrates' Death. As Plato grew under the mentorship of Socrates, he learned to question everything, just as his teacher did. But in 399 BCE, when Socrates was sentenced to death, Plato's world was shaken. The trial and the execution of Socrates deeply affected him, as it did many of Socrates' followers. To see a man executed for challenging the beliefs of the society was both painful and eye-opening for Plato. In this moment of loss, Plato realized the importance of preserving his teacher's wisdom. So Plato began to write. He composed dialogues, stories where Socrates was the main character, discussing ideas and concepts that would define Western philosophy. In these writings, Socrates' voice would continue to live, but they would also reflect Plato's own ideas, slowly merging the teacher and student into one profound body of thought. Chapter 3: Plato's World of Ideas. The Theory of Forms. As we move deeper into Plato's ideas, let your thoughts wander into a peaceful realm of imagination. Plato believed that beyond the world we see, the world of everyday life, there exists another, higher reality. This world, Plato said, is the world of forms or ideas. These forms are perfect and unchanging. Unlike the material world, which is full of imperfection and constantly changing. For example, think about a simple concept like a circle. In the physical world, every circle we draw or see is never perfect. There are always small imperfections. But in the world of forms, there exists a perfect circle, flawless and eternal. This perfect circle is what every real circle tries to imitate. Plato believed that this higher reality, the world of perfect forms, was the true reality. Everything we see and experience is just a shadow or reflection of these perfect forms. In a sense, Plato was inviting us to look beyond the surface, to realize that what we see is not all there is. As you lie here now, letting yourself drift into calmness, consider the idea that the world we know might just be a shadow of a more perfect reality. And in this quiet moment, perhaps your mind can catch a glimpse of that higher world, where everything is as it truly should be. Chapter 4: The Allegory of the Cave. One of Plato's most famous stories is called The Allegory of the Cave. Imagine, if you will, a group of people who have been imprisoned in a dark cave their entire lives. They are chained in such a way that they can only see a wall of the cave in front of them. Behind them is a fire, and between the fire and the prisoners are objects being moved, casting shadows on the wall. The prisoners can only see these shadows and hear echoes. And because this is all they know, they believe the shadows are the only reality. But now, imagine one of the prisoners is freed. Slowly, he turns around and for the first time sees the fire and the objects casting shadows. It's confusing at first, even painful as the light hurts his eyes. But as he adjusts, he realizes that the shadow weren't reality at all. He is then led out of the cave and into the bright, blinding sunlight, where he sees the world as it truly is, full of color, light, and life. He has discovered the truth. Plato used this allegory to explain that most people live their lives in the cave, only seeing the shadows of reality. But through philosophy, through questioning and deep thinking, we can turn around and find the true reality. The world of forms, where truth, beauty, and justice exist in their purest forms. As you lie here tonight, let this story gently remind you that there is always more to discover beyond what we see. In the quiet moments of reflection, we may come closer to seeing the true beauty and wonder that lie beyond the surface of things. Chapter 5: Plato's Academy and Legacy. Plato's philosophical journey didn't end with his writings. Around 387 BCE, he founded the Academy, an institution where others could gather to study philosophy, mathematics, and astronomy. The Academy became one of the most famous schools in ancient Greece, lasting for centuries. It was here that Plato would teach his own students, the most famous of whom was Aristotle. As you drift into relaxation, consider the profound impact Plato had on generations of thinkers, not just in his time, but throughout history. His work laid the foundation for much of Western philosophy and education. His ideas on politics, ethics, and the nature of reality continue to inspire people to this day. Plato believed that the pursuit of truth and understanding was the noblest goal, one that leads not only to personal wisdom but to a better society as well. Chapter 6: Plato's Search for the Ideal Society. One of Plato's most important work is The Republic, a dialogue where he explored what it means to live a just life and what the ideal society should look like. Plato believed that a society could only flourish if it was ruled by philosopher kings, those who understood the true nature of reality and were guided by wisdom and justice rather than personal gain. In this ideal society, everyone would have a role based on their abilities and talents, and they would contribute to the common good. It was a society built on harmony, where people lived in accordance with the higher ideals of truth and virtue. As you drift deeper into relaxation, allow these ideas of balance, harmony, and justice to fill your thoughts. Imagine a world where wisdom and kindness guide every action, where the pursuit of truth is valued above all. This is the vision Plato had for humanity, a vision that invites us to seek out the good in ourselves and in the world around us. As we come to the end of our journey tonight, let's reflect on the wisdom that Plato offered. His belief in the higher world of forms teaches us that there is always more to discover, more to understand beyond what we see. His story of the cave reminds us that it is okay to question, to seek the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. And his vision of an ideal society encourages us to strive for justice, harmony, and wisdom in our own lives. So as you gently drift off to sleep, let the calmness of these ideas carry you through the night. Dream of ancient Athens, of the bright sunlight outside the cave, and the peaceful pursuit of knowledge and truth. May your dreams be filled with the beauty of wisdom.